Audio is super huge, and well, let's see. I got a video for you today. This Fifine K688, and it's actually a pretty darn good microphone. I'm strongly considering switching to it for a few reasons over some of my even higher end microphones. But this is going to be a little detailed review. I wanted to try this out for multiple reasons. Main reason was I don't like just reviewing a bunch of expensive gear. I want to do more affordable things that you can afford or other people can afford. But this is complete trash. Let's get rid of that. Green is always better. Fine did reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to review this microphone. So I said yes. But the funny part was about this is my brother, I actually reached out to them like months ago and emailed them generically, and I think that's how they got my email address, and asked them if I could review this microphone because my brother was looking for a good gaming microphone. He wanted to be USB-C and XLR so he could upgrade to XLR when he got the 2i2, but I never heard back from Fine. Then like last week or whatever, they reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you want this microphone for review?" I'm like, yes I do. So they sent it my way, but there's no money exchanged hands. They're not going to see this video before it goes live. They have no say in this video. I just wanted to review it because I want to start doing more affordable gear. And here we go. So I just switched to using the Fifine K688, and I'm going actually straight into my Sony camera through the XLR K3M. And we're going to do a few different samples of this today, but I wanted to just jump right into using it right now as I'm kind of going over the pros and cons of this microphone and kind of demoing it for you to hear in multiple scenarios. So this is the first one. I'm going straight into my camera. Later, I'm going to plug it into my computer through the USB-C that is in this microphone, as well as XLR into the Rodecaster Duo, just so you can kind of hear some processed, some unprocessed, the USB-C. You can kind of compare all those things and figure out the difference between this. Now, this microphone straight out of the box includes, the microphone itself with a built-in shock mount, a USB-C cable, and like a little adapter to, fit it onto your microphone boom arm for the smaller and the bigger nuts. The microphone is extremely light. It still feels like a solid piece, but it's definitely like, I don't want to say it feels cheap. It's just light, and it is made of like metal material. It's not like fully plastic, but it's light, way light especially when you compare it to like the Rode Pod mic or like the Rode Procaster. But it does come with this windscreen, which is like a felt-y, I don't know. It's very soft. It feels nice. However, I found this green pop filter that works with SM7Bs. So this is an SM7B pop filter, and it fits like perfectly on this mic. So if you wanted to like customize this microphone and get a pop filter from an SM7B, which it's kind of funny. I mean, this microphone looks very similar to one. I actually really like the way this looks. Not too flashy, but, and then of course I say not flashy, I add like a green pop filter to it, but me and green, I love it. The cool thing about this is, it fits perfectly on here. So this is without a pop filter on, and it's more prone to plosives. Prone to plosives. But here's what the original one sounds like. So this is with the original pop filter on it. And from my perspective with plosives, poppy pop filters, this SM7B one that I got on Amazon for like $10, it does a better job of blocking the plosives ever so slightly. You can get these in various colors like blue, red, green. They even have a black. So because this is like gray, but if you were wanting the full black look, then you should get the SM7B, spend $10 and get a full black one, or you can get a color like I did. And I think this does a better job of blocking the plosives than the included one. This is not terrible, and it looks cool, and it really feels comfortable on the lips. But plosive. I think this does a better job, and it looks cool. And here's one reason that I might have is because the gap, there's a ever so slightly gap between the top of the metal capsule and this pop filter. So I think that slight gap allows you to get really close to the pop filter, and it provides a little bit more distance, so it does help on those plosives a little bit. That's just my theory. Now, the positive of this microphone is that it is USB-C and XLR, so you can grow into this microphone. And for the price, I mean, you can't beat this. I think this sounds really good. It has a lot of low end to it, which I personally like. Some of the microphones, like the Rode Pod mic, you got to really EQ to get a good sound out of it, where I feel like even if you don't know anything about EQ, you can plug this in and just get a good sound. That's what this has been, just plugging straight into my camera and going for it. So that's what this sounds like. Let's get into a more controlled environment and get to my studio desk where I can plug this into the Rodecaster. We can compare it to my other microphones and kind of compare it with some presets and dry, and let you be the judge on what you think about this microphone, because really at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about what I think. I'm doing this to see what you think. You're probably watching this to get more information on this microphone in general, and it's, like I said, a great budget option, but we'll let you hear how great it really is. So we got something a little bit different going on right here. I am doing a few different recordings. So right now I am going into both the Rodecaster Duo and I'm going into my computer through the USB-C. And I'm recording those simultaneously so I can rotate back between each of these during the video so you can kind of hear what it sounds like. The Rodecaster Duo is being processed right now. So I am kind of processing it with the Rodecaster Duo's SM7B setting. And to be completely honest with you, here's what that sounds like right now. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the processing. So now this is with no processing whatsoever going into the Rodecaster Duo. And you can hear that when I turn it back on now, it got a little bit more oomph to it, but the sound is really all not that too different, I should say. So it does sound really good without an EQ on it, but it also, you can even beef it up even more with something like a Rodecaster Duo or some sort of external EQ once you get it into your recording either software or into Final Cut Pro. You can throw some EQs on it and make it sound even better. And if you are wanting to just do a complete dry sound and you're doing something like a podcast or you're making a video, I have a great video tutorial on how to get a really good sounding EQ quickly, and you should check that out. I'll leave something in the description and the card in the corner. But right now you're listening to it with the USB-C. So this is what it sounds like through the computer right now. And, I gotta say, it sounds pretty good. I think there's maybe a little bit more noise or background noise going on in it, but overall it is still a fantastic sound. So if you don't have any audio interface, you don't have a Rodecaster Duo, and you want to record a podcast or you want to have a microphone like this for a YouTube video or something along those lines, this is a fantastic option to grow into, because not only is it affordable, but it also has USB-C and XLR. So once you do upgrade to something like the Rodecaster Duo or an external audio interface like the 2i2 or something along those lines, you can then reap the benefit of the XLR, because the USB-C caps out at 16-bit audio versus 24-bit. So you can get a better bit rate sound, obviously, if you take the XLR and go into something like the Rodecaster Duo or another audio interface. So one other benefit that I forgot to mention too is when you are doing the USB-C, there is a little touch button on the side of this microphone. You can't really see it in the video here, but when you hit this, and you can't hear the audio out of it at all. It doesn't mute when you're on XLR, but right now it's muted on the USB, and I can't get any signal from it in my. Now I hit this and it's right back again. So that's a really cool feature. I use this and tested it in my work environment for like doing a Teams meeting. And I asked one of my coworkers, I was like, hey, how did the audio sound? They're like, it sounded like you were trying to talk to us through like a podcast. Or that's how the non-audio people can kind of compare. Wow, you sounded really professional on it. But the way they worded it was, you sound like you're trying to go do an AMR thing, or you're trying to talk to us with an AMR voice. Okay, that just means I have a professional radio voice when I'm on work meetings with this. But it's true, it is, and that's just through the USB-C, 16-bit audio. You can get even better sound going through XLR when you upgrade it. But it's kind of just to show you that you can get a good sound really both ways, whether you're going XLR or USB-C. Obviously, you just get the options with this. So this microphone, the knobs on the back, there is XLR. There's a headphone amp, so you can actually plug your headphones into this. You don't need to do any sort of headphone monitoring. You can just go straight into this. And when you plug it in your computer, your computer will actually ask you if you want what you want your input and output device to be. So if you want to go out the headphone out, you could just choose the Fine as your output device too. So that's really cool. It's weird that the volume knob closest to the XLR is your headphone, and the volume closest to the headphone plug-in is actually the volume of the microphone. So you got that control, which is really neat. It sounds good. And then, you have that future-proof being able to do XLR. And like I said, you can do both at the same time too. So if you just wanted a backup, I guess, for whatever reason, maybe you just, I don't know, you're worried about an XLR cable going back. I have no idea. But right now I'm running them simultaneously. One's going into the Rodecaster, the other one's going in my computer. I mean, I gotta say, both sound pretty darn good, and I've been extremely happy with this microphone. Now, to give you a little sample of what it might sound like, I do have my microphone of choice currently, which that could change, the Rode Procaster, which is kind of funny. I wouldn't ever really think about switching out an audio mic on something like this that is like more expensive than this, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Which one do you like better? Let me know. So now I'm on the Rode Procaster, and this is what that microphone sounds like. I do have a nice pop filter to block all the plosives, and this one does a very good job of that. So my question to you is, which one do you like better? The Rode Procaster, or do you like the Fifine K688? The Procaster, the Fifine K688. I don't know. Like, which one really? I mean, it's hard to tell, isn't it? I mean, I was actually kind of blown away when I did this comparison myself. I don't know what it sounds like right now because I don't have headphones on, but the Fine sounds pretty similar. I mean, it has a little bit more low end. I think I kind of liked it a little bit more better when I was testing it on my own. So anyways, this is a really good microphone for the price, especially. And then it utilizes that like same sort of design as the SM7B, so you get a good looking microphone, which that's my only gripe about this thing. I think it's kind of ugly. But this, you get the best of both worlds, not only for price, but you get for the look. And then you can even add on like SM7B like wind muffs to make it, one, sound better because it does a better job of handling the plosives, and two, it just looks better and adds more character to your videos or your content. I mean, people are going to maybe know me by the green, microphone wind thing, like kind of like Tom Buck is known for having blue microphone covers on his stuff. Like Tom Buck and I are pretty similar on the fact that we like to add our own color to things, and mine is green and his is blue. So love that guy. Tom Buck's a good guy. Anyways, this is the Fifine K688. That's this video in a nutshell. Which microphone do you like better? I'd like to know in the comments. Should I switch fully to this Fifine and go completely budget? The nice thing about this is it's budget, you know? Like, you just can't beat budget price. Wow, okay, so right now it's actually a limited time deal for $58 on Amazon. I don't know if it's still gonna be that way when I post this video, but that's really cheap for a microphone, especially one that sounds as good or close to, or whatever your personal preference is, for this $230 microphone from Rode. Normally this microphone goes for like 75 bucks, like $75.99, but right now on Amazon it's going for $58.39. So if it's still going on, hit the links down in the description below, support this channel, do all the fun YouTube thing, like, subscribe, and you guys know that I will see you in the future. In the email they sent me, they said, this is how you pronounce it, fine, in parentheses. But whatever, I mean, it's just how they like to say their company name. They were actually the first microphone that I got reviewed, but way back my channel was terrible. Don't look for that video on the lav. I was terrible.